ended for him. You know, we laughed about this cat and dog stuff and people marking their pets safe, okay, on social media. But y'all, when you think about it, it ain't funny. He didn't say Latino immigrants was doing that, although he don't like them either, okay? He did not say European immigrants like Melania were doing it. He picked Haitian immigrants, okay? Haitian immigrants. What do we have in common with Haitian immigrants? Our dark brown skin, okay? But why Haitian immigrants? Because Haiti had the strength to stand up and fight for their independence. And anytime a black man stands up and declares his God-given right, a racist is not happy. And I learned last night from Brother Reverend Jackson, it's going to take a black person to chop off the head of the racist in this country.
We are in a sad state in America, especially in the body of Christ, and especially in the so-called black church. It's very disheartening to see the constant stream of videos where black denominations have conventions, and these conventions turn into campaign rallies for the Democratic Party. That's why I call them church plants. They are the paraministry of the Democratic Party. They are there to keep black people voting democratically, voting for the Democratic Party. That's their sole purpose. Their purpose is not to preach the gospel, because if their purpose was to preach the gospel and tell the truth, they would speak out about the Democratic policies that have led to the destruction and dysfunction in the black community. They would talk about how the government intrusion into the black family has destroyed the nucleus of the community. But they don't talk about that. They will talk about how policies that unalive your children, policies that want to mutilate your children, policies that want to keep parents in the dark about what's going on with their children, policies that want to keep children who are black stuck in these failing schools, learning at a disadvantage compared to others. They will talk about those things. But these church plans don't talk about that stuff. They talk about justice. They talk about racism. They talk about oppression. But it's a constant, steady message that doesn't change. It does not change. The question I always ask them is, when will it ever change? It won't. Because to the agitator, to the activist, to the Marxist, and to the communist, there's never, ever, ever going to be a change until they overthrow this system of government and replace it with their system of government. And they use the black church to keep black people as their useful idiots. They do. They do. Now, it's good that most of my generation and younger are recognizing that the Democratic Party has been playing the black community through these church plants. But you still have the old heads, like at the National Baptist Convention of America, where they had this Louisiana judge, this black lady, speak to them about Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. She had the audacity to say that Kamala Harris was being used by God.
So for the few minutes that I have to speak to you, there's things that are grieving my heart. But in the words of our former president, number 44, Barack Hussein Obama, when we are out there talking to our brothers and sisters that look like us, and even the ones who don't look like us, he asked us, without saying the word, but I'm in church, so I'm going to say the word. He asked us to show them grace. He walked us down in his speech. I don't know if you recall it, but he said, we all have relatives that say things to us that are cringeworthy. But because they're our relatives and we love them, we tolerate some things that we don't tolerate from others. You know, It downright makes you mad when you go on social media and people that you work with, some white, some black, criticize Kamala Harris and call her dumb because he called her dumb. They say that she's parroting information, and the foolishness of her Tiffany earrings was somehow some kind of electronic device to give her information in a debate just because she mopped the floor with a white man.
Okay, you can see where this is going. She's playing into racial idolatry within the black church. It is wrong to say that Kamala Harris is dumb and stupid. That's wrong. Yet at the same time, Kamala Harris does not show a level of competency worthy of the presidency. She just does not.
I serve a God that puts intellect in this body the way that he chooses to put intellect in this body. He chooses to gift each and every one of us with certain gifts. My gift ain't your gift not my gift, but it comes from above and it's good, okay? And that young woman is no dummy, but she all right with you calling her a dummy, because I told my children they were little, when people would talk about them and they come home and they cry to me, and I'd look at them and say, why you pick that up? And they was like, Mama, what are you talking about? I said, if you were somewhere and somebody dropped some luggage or they dropped some garbage on the ground, do you stop and pick that up? Do it have your name on it? And they'd say, no, ma'am, I don't pick that up. I said, what you picking that trash up for?
Well, first of all, that's horrible training. If you see some trash on the ground, as a responsible citizen of America in the place where you live, you pick it up and put it in the trash. Wow, that's what you tell your children?
Kamala was raised like I was raised. That don't belong to her, so she don't pick it up. Okay? Now, here's my problem. Okay? I've talked to a lot of y'all have brought me information, and I appreciate some of the things that y'all have said to me. But one brother from Oklahoma said to me, my brother wants to vote for that man because the check he got had that man's name on it.
You know, I've heard that used over and over and over again. I have not heard of any person wanting to vote for President Trump. And it's funny, she can't say the man's name. I have not heard of one black person wanting to vote for President Trump because he has his name on the front of a check. How dumb do you think people are? Do you think people are that? See, these people, they can't imagine, they can't fathom why anybody, let alone a black person, let alone a black man, will want to vote for Donald Trump. They can't fathom that. They can't bring their minds to fathom that. And so they're using these straw man fake arguments by saying that black folks are going to vote for Donald Trump because he put his name on the front of a stimulus check. How dumb do you think black people are? Really?
I want my brother from Oklahoma to go tell his brother he couldn't rent no property that was owned by anybody named Trump. A federal lawsuit had to be filed, and they had to be financially, because that's all they understand is taking their money away, financially punished so that they would stop discriminating against people.
First of all, it was settled. It was a settlement. Trump did not admit to any wrongdoing. That has been debunked. The man was not sitting up here not renting out to black people in the 70s. That's a lie. That's a lie that these people tell in order to portray him as a racist, because they are scared. They are scared that a lot of black people, in particular black men, are voting for Donald Trump. So therefore, they are using these scare tactics to get you to fall in line, black man. Fall in line, black man.
Based on race. Okay? This has not ended for him. You know, we laughed about this cat and dog stuff.
You know, it's funny. 25, 30 years ago, Donald Trump wasn't a racist. You could see pictures of Donald Trump hanging out with all the black celebrities, from Al Sharpton to Jesse Jackson, to all the rappers, to Michael Jackson, to Mike Tyson, to Herschel Walker, to all the black celebrities, all the black rappers. Every song that I used to listen to pretty much made a reference to Trump. Trump was a cultural icon in the black community. But now you're telling me that that man's a racist? Man, miss me with that.
People marking their pets safe, okay, on social media. But y'all, when you think about it, it ain't funny. He didn't say Latino immigrants was doing that, although he don't like them either, okay? He did not say European immigrants like Melania were doing it. He picked Haitian immigrants, okay? Haitian immigrants. What do we have in common with Haitian immigrants? Our dark brown skin, okay? But why Haitian immigrants? Because Haiti had the strength to stand up and fight for their independence. And anytime a black man stands up and declares his God-given right, a racist is not happy. And I learned last night from Brother Reverend Jackson, it's going to take a black person to chop off the head of the racist.
What is so funny about that? First of all, why are you bringing up the history of Haiti and their fight for independence? You know, if you really dig into that history, how they won their independence. That's why Haiti is full of voodoo, how they made a pact with the devil, how the person that was leading them made a pact with the devil to provide for their freedom. If you want to dig more into that. We don't have anything in common with the Haitian refugees. We don't. And he picked Haiti because Kamala Harris and Joe Biden sent them to Springfield, Ohio. And if you will listen to the people of Springfield, Ohio, you will hear about what is going on. Now, we can't verify what's going on in terms of the cats and the dogs and the geese and the ducks. But I've made videos about what people have said have happened. But you, Judge, are playing on the fears of black people by saying that this dude is a racist. You're just playing, and that's not going to work anymore. I'm sorry. It is 2024. There is too much evidence. Black folks are not falling for this lie anymore.
This country. So I'm just like, what more do you need from this man to know that he does not have our interest at heart? Who can bring together a coalition that includes Bernie Sanders and Dick Cheney, Alberto Gonzalez? Every Republican is lining up of integrity to say, stop, it's too much. Why? Because they believe in the rule of law. A God brings a coalition that includes...
That is the picture right there of a Kamala Harris voter. Just take that in. That is a picture. When you think of the voters for Kamala Harris in the black community, that's her. And to say that God is bringing Dick Cheney, Bernie Sanders, Alberto Gonzalez, all these people together, these people are part of the Uniparty, man. They're part of the deep state. They want Donald Trump to lose because if he gets in there, he exposes all of the stuff they've been doing to hurt black people.
Gun-toting, shooting Dick Cheney and crazy Bernie Sanders. That's a God. And if we don't get in line, we're going to be left behind. This is the last thing that I want to tell you. George Washington said that the thing that would tear this nation apart would be partisanship. And partisanship, putting your party over your country, would destroy this baby democracy. But more importantly, when Benjamin
Republic, Judge, a republic.
Franklin left Constitutional Hall, a young woman said to him, Mr. Franklin, what kind of government have you given us? He said, a republic if you can keep it. Now, I see y'all looking at me because y'all know we was 3/5 of people in that same document. So he wasn't talking to us, but he is talking to us. Okay, because God put us here and this is the rule here. And your government is what you put in it. Okay, so like Michelle Obama says, you have to do something. Okay, Benjamin Franklin said, you have to do something. What is your something? Your something is vote. Politics is math. Okay, if I got more than they have, I win. Okay? So if politics is math, we got enough family members that we can get and make them vote. Now, if they still talking about their check, leave them home. If they think the election is November 7th, just leave them alone. Okay? Don't educate them about the day. But if they got good sense, you get them onto the poll, all right? Because the more numbers we have, we win. We have to do our part. God needs us to take a step. If we take a step, we learned that in church. What are you going to do? The rest. Take a step. Go vote. Annoy them. It works. I've been a judge on a district court and on a court of appeal. How I got there? I annoyed people. We called them over and over and over again because we knew they hadn't voted. And you know what they said? You called already. Now go vote so we won't call no more. That's what you got to do. We have a responsibility, a charge to keep you have of God to glorify. And you got to work in this present age. And you have a job to do. Let's do it.
Well, there you go. Another church plant convention with a Democratic spokesperson telling the black folks to go out and vote for Kamala Harris because it will glorify God. You have a charge to keep. There's no joy seeing these videos. There's no joy seeing this happening. 2024 is a year of exposure. And so, in a sense, I am pleased that it is being exposed because now people can really see what happens at these churches, these traditional churches, these traditional black churches in the black community. And I pray that people's eyes are open to this because all of these churches do, all they are there to do is to keep you in a permanent state of victimhood because the Democratic Party needs your agitation. The Democratic Party needs for you to be aggrieved in order for you to go out and vote for them. They want you to remain in a permanent state of victimhood. And that's not Christianity. Jesus, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Jesus liberated us. We're not victims. We are empowered for greatness.